Okay, welcome back to another live lunch and learn here at PROCare Physical Therapy. My name is Dave Tranchita. I'm the CEO of PROCare Physical Therapy. We've been around for about 15 years helping people get better and back to work, back to sports, and enjoying life again. Today what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about proper warm-up and cool down, especially for those weekend warriors that work all day, work all week, and then want to go out and do some strenuous activity to get back in shape. Now that the weather is warm, spring is finally here, we want to make sure that you're not getting out there and causing any injuries, any overuse problems. Let's talk a little bit about prepping for getting out on a nice weekend to exercise. First thing that you should be doing is you really be hydrating. Again, through the week, you should be drinking lots of water. Prior to your activity that you're planning, you should be drinking a minimum of 50% of your body weight in ounces so that your body is hydrating. Again, our muscles are about 80% water and our body is 70% water, so we need to hydrate. A lot of times we don't realize that we are dehydrated. So if you are fatiguing out really early, if you're when you go to the bathroom and your urine is bright yellow, lots of other signs and symptoms. If you're not sweating as much as you should be sweating, those are all signs of dehydration. So we want to prevent that, number one, especially now that that big yellow sun is out and you're going to be exercising in some warm weather. Along with that, again, we want to make sure that you're warming up before you go do your activity. So prior to going out and running, biking, or playing a sport, again, there's many exercises, what I call dynamic stretching, that's important for you to prep before exercise. So we're going to give you a link. There's 12 specific exercises I really like to do to warm up, to stretch legs, upper body, and your spine. And then when you're done with your activity, there's some cool down exercises, mainly just walking versus jumping in your car and driving home. You're going to stiffen up, you're going to get sore, you're going to get what's called delayed onset of muscle soreness, or DOMS. So we want to prevent those things, otherwise it's going to deter you from getting out and exercising more and more. And again, probably the most important thing is try to go out and exercise with friends or family or somebody that you can do something with. Because if you're by yourself, there's a high percentage of drop-off rate, and we want you to continue to be in health and well with your activities and continue through the summer as well through the winter. So some of the nice warm-ups that you can do, again, very simple knee to chest exercises in place or as you're walking. If I'm going to go do a run, again, I'm going to maybe pick the first quarter mile to actually warm up. Another exercise that you can do is what I call the Russian kicks, where you just alternate your legs and arms to get a little bit of a twist as you're walking. Third exercise that I really like to do is a lunge. So you're going to lunge down, have a nice stride, come back up, alternating, and again, you're going to do that for maybe 20, 30 yards, okay? As you start to feel warmed up and you feel what I call a little bit of a perspiration in the forehead, you know that your heart rate's starting to rise, you know you're ready to get out there and start moving a little bit quicker. So you're going to go out, again, when you, if you haven't been exercising all winter, again, you don't want to get back to running a 5K the first time you're out there. You want to actually do a gradient scale. So what I like to do is, you're going to walk the first quarter mile, jog the next quarter mile, run a quarter mile, and then back off. Do that for about 3 miles. In a day or two, go back out again. How did you feel? If you had a lot of onset that lasted more than 2 days, you might have overdone it. If you felt great and you did proper warm-up and stretch out, again, now you can increase that. So now you're going to do a quarter mile of walking, a half a mile of jogging, a half a mile of running. And you're going to just build on that until you get to, of course, your 5K, 10K, whatever it might be. But you want to build your endurance, build your tolerance, because your body isn't used to that. So those muscles are going to be sore, the joints are going to be sore. We want to make sure that you're doing that on a gradient scale and properly so you don't have any injuries. So after your run or your bike, again, we don't want you just stopping, resting. Hydrate again, get some protein or carbohydrates in your body to, again, recover, resupplement those things that you lost. And of course, you want to do some dynamic stretching. Again, if people in yoga, like a downward facing dog with some alternating ankle pumps called walking the dog, doing a cobra, as well as doing a pigeon pose, which is stretching more your glutes and part of your quadricep. Those are real important exercises when you're done, because once your muscles are warmed up, that's when you want to do the stretching and get some tissue lengthening. It's not when you're cold, when you're just starting. Okay? So again, we'll give you a link for these 12 particular warm-up dynamic exercises, as well as some other hints. Thanks again, and like us down below, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks.